His chord struck my heart. But my heart tuned in. It was October 2022, 3 years ago, and I was 25. A music instrument repairman tuning strings in Austin's neon-lit South Congress. My tools, a shield against a past that had muted my trust. My name's Nico, and Austin was my amp. Its live music, pulse, and glowing nights a rebellion against the Dallas suburb where I'd hidden my queerness until I came out at 17 in 2014. A ghosting ex had left me tuning alone, his betrayal in 2020. Still echoing my heart, so I'd sworn off love, pouring my soul into my repairs chords, frets, Austin's rhythm. But that night, South Congress had other plans. Ones that struck my heart into a new melody. The Neon Chord Fest was a surge of energy. A riff of light blue neons flashing chord, green strobes swirling, rock and indie beats thumping, festival goers. Hyped in LED guitars and glowing pins. My booth tune vibe was alive, my guitar humming, my short brown hair tucked under a cap, my boots tapping as I replaced a string. I was mid-tune, the crowd buzzing, when an indie musician, Silas, tripped. Over my toolkit, his amp cord snapping, a guitar string box falling. The crowd gasped, the string tangled, and I snapped, "Yo, watch the kit." He turned Silas, maybe 27, his messy blonde hair glowing, a loose jacket flashing. His hazel eyes wide, flustered, like a spark in the neon haze. I wanted to retune, Dallas's scars yelling, "Keep your chords tight," but his eyes caught me, warm under the neon. My heart strumming like a loose string. "My bad," he said, scrambling to grab his amp, his voice smooth, an Austin lilt cutting through the murmurs, his fingers brushing mine on the box, a jolt igniting my skin. I checked the tangled string, guitar off-key, and Silas leaned in his cutlanwood, smoke mixing with the festival's electric air. "I'm Silas," he said, dusting his jacket, his grin shy but electric. "Indie guy. Saw your repairs?" On TikTok solid, my cheeks burned, Dallas's walls trembling, but his vibe felt too much like my ex's charm, too risky to strum. My ex had been a bassist, all hype until he ghosted me in 2020, leaving me to tune alone in Dallas's dim garages, my trust off-key. I untangled the string, but Silas lingered, his eyes tracing mine, like he saw the melody beyond my cap. "Let me make it up," he said, offering to jam a riff for my next repair, the crowd hyping as I retuned. The neon pulsed, South Congress's energy urging me to play, but I deflected. "I'm good," I said, voice sharp, checking my tools. Silas's laugh bright, warm cut through, his hand grazing my wrist, a spark I couldn't mute. "Check my riffs," he said, nodding to his booth, his eyes daring. "Or are you two stuck in your tune?" I wanted to stay in my booth, but grin pulled me to his setup. The neon flaring blue-green purplis rock beats thumped louder. His indie booth was vibrant tamps, looping live riffs, his TikTok clips trending with garage sessions, the crowd buzzing. My pulse raced, Dallas's ghosts fading, Austin's heat urging me to riff. But mid-jam, a amp stand wobbled, Silas stumbling toward the booth edge. I lunged, grabbing his arm, pulling him back, our eyes locking, his breath hot against my cheek. "Nice save," he gasped, his grin electric, his hair brushing my jaw. My heart surged, but doubt clung. Was he real, or just another South Congress chord, ready to ghost like my ex? I pulled back, the neon blurring as I retreated to my guitar, South Congress's rhythm syncing with my fear. "Thanks for the catch," Silas called, following me, his jacket open, his eyes softer now, less flash, more real. "Stay," he said, voice low, a plea in his Austin lilt. The festival buzzed, neon glowing brighter, city hum pulsing nearby, and I knew this wasn't just a snapped chord. This was Austin strumming me into a melody I wasn't ready for, but couldn't silence. The festival street was a neon amp, purple lights pulsing chord, blue strobes flashing, indie beats driving the crowd wild. Silas dragged me to his indie booth, his amp down, his hands light on my shoulders, urging me to try a new riff for his session. My pulse hammered, Dallas's scars begging me to deton, but Austin's heat gritty. Electric kept me strumming, my cap loose, grin pulling me deeper. "Not bad, Tune King," he teased, voice low, his breath sparking a shiver. "Knew you had a vibe, I shot back, steadier than I felt, my repairman's calm matching his energy. My ex had jammed promises like this, all notes until he me in 2020, leaving me to tune alone in Dallas's cracked amps, my heart offbeat. Silas's touch was different, bold, yet careful, his eyes searching mine, like he saw the melody beyond my tools. The music slowed, a chill rock track, and Silas stepped closer, his chest grazing mine. His Collinwood, smoke intoxicating. "Why are you muted?" he asked, voice piercing, like he knew my echoes. My throat tightened, Dallas's pain surging, but Austin's neon urged me to speak. "I don't trust musicians," I confessed, voice raw, the crowd fading, just us in the neon glow. Silas's grin softened, his eyes dimming, less spark, more human, his hand still on my arm, warm, grounding. "I'm not that guy," he said, voice firm, his Austin lilt tinged with hurt, "just a dude who saw your repairs and couldn't skip." My heart twisted, his words hitting like a perfect chord, raw, clear, shaking Dallas's grip. I thought of my ex's notes, but Silas's gaze was open, unguarded. The neon pulsed, South Congress's energy wrapping us, and I wanted to believe him, but fear held me, my cap slipping, my pulse a discordant note. Asterisk, asterisk, we moved to my booth, neon blue, green glinting off my guitar. Indie, a soft hum, the festivals. Buzz fading, Silas leaned in, voice quieter, less flirty, more real. "I'm an indie musician," he said, "chase riffs, live for the stage. But your repairs, they're real, Nico, like you." His words felt sincere, but a festival goer nearby scoffed, calling Silas South Congress's riff chaser. Always jamming, never staying. My stomach sank, Dallas's scars screaming deton. "That true?" I asked, voice sharp, my guitar. Still, eyes locked on his, Silas's eyes widened, hurt, flashing, but he didn't dodge. "I jam," he said, voice low, "but I don't ghost." The neon flared South Congress's pulse, mocking my doubt, urging me to hear him. To pack my tools, the neon blazing, my boots soft on the pavement, South Congress's rhythm syncing with my fear. Silas grabbed my wrist, gentle, his eyes pleading, raw, unguarded. "Don't deaden the melody," he said, voice cracking, cutting through the festival's hum. "I'm not your ex, Nico." My heart raced, his touch electric, Austin's heat, urging me to stay, but Dallas's voice hissed, "Heel ghost." "Prove it," I challenged, voice trembling, a desperate hope. Silas's grip steadied, his eyes burning with resolve. The neon glowing brighter South Congress daring us to play. I stepped away, the city's hum blending with the neon buzz, Silas following, his jacket catching the blue and green lights. His eyes fixed on me. The night air was warm, a light breeze off the Colorado River, South Congress's energy alive, pulsing like a heartbeat. I knew this wasn't just a snapped chord or a saved stumble. This was us, two sparks tuning Austin's neon amp, fighting to stick the riff. Caught in a melody the city was composing, one I wasn't sure I could trust, but couldn't silence. A light breeze swept through South Congress, Austin's neon blue signs, green bar streaks shimmering in the festival's afterglow as I walked away in October 2022. My guitar heavy, my heart heavier. Silas's riff chaser label echoed, too close to my ex's notes, Dallas's scars screaming, "Bail, Nico, wait," Silas called, chasing me, his hair messy, his hazel eyes wild, desperate. "What's wrong?" he asked, voice slicing. Through the breeze, I spun, anger flaring. "Cap off. You're just a chaser," I snapped, voice raw, shaking. "I'm not your next riff, Silas." The neon flickered, the river humming, Austin's pulse mocking my fear, urging me to listen. Face fell, his grin gone, his eyes raw, wounded, breeze ruffling his hair like tears. "You believe that?" he said, voice low, cracked heavy with pain. "I'm not your ex, Nico." He stepped closer, neon painting his face blue and green, his hands open, vulnerable. "I chase music. Yeah, I jam riffs, but I've been burned guys who wanted my songs, not me." Left me soloing alone in 2020. My chest tightened, his story mirroring mine. Dallas's betrayal fading under his truth, but doubt lingered. Could I trust him? Or was Austin's neon just another amp? The breeze softened, his eyes pleading, raw, urging me to stay. Silas grabbed my hand, his fingers warm despite the breeze, his grip soft, his eyes blazing with resolve. "You're different," he said, voice steady, a vow carved in Austin's glow. "Your repairs, your heart high, saw you before I knew you." My breath hitched, his words hitting like a flawless chord, raw, clear, cracking my walls. I thought of my tunes, my soul poured into Austin's pulse, the festival's cheers lifting me, why me? I whispered, voice soft, breeze slowing, neon softening. "Because you're my melody," he said, his hand steady in mine, grounding me. "I'm done with solos, Nico, I want the chord." The breeze faded, Austin's neon puddles glowing like stars. The rivers hum a promise overhead, South Congress's skyline faint in the glow. I wanted to trust Silas, to shed Dallas's pain, but trust was a chord I'd snapped before. His hand anchored me, his gaze unwavering, and I felt it a shift, a tune, Austin's energy urging me to play. "One more chord," I said, voice low, a test, a hope, cap loose. Silas's grin returned, soft, real, and he nodded, pulling me back. Toward the festival, the neon brighter, my fears dissolving like feedback in Austin's heat. The breeze faded, Austin's neon puddles glowing like stars. The rivers hum a promise overhead, South Congress's skyline faint in the glow. I wanted to trust Silas, to shed Dallas's pain, but trust was a chord I'd snapped before. His hand anchored me, his gaze unwavering, and I felt it a shift, a tune, Austin's energy urging me to play. "One more chord," I said, voice low, a test, a hope, cap loose. Silas's grin returned, soft, real, and he nodded, pulling me back toward the festival, the neon brighter, my fears dissolving like feedback in Austin's heat. We stepped back into the neon chord fest, neon blue, green embracing us, rock beats pulsing like a heartbeat, the crowd alive again. Silas's hand stayed in mine, his touch grounding me in the chaos, and I knew this wasn't just a crash. This was us, two scarred souls tuning Austin's neon amp, daring to strum, to trust, to land, even if it scared us both. South Congress's heat fueling our fight. The festival wasn't just a street, it was a vibe. Music stalls lined the road, their neon signs buzzing, selling picks and strings, the air thick with wood and city smoke. Musicians strummed nearby, their guitars humming, blue and green lights flashing across their strings. A group of teens filmed TikToks by a glowing chord sign, their laughter blending with the indie backline my friend Joxy, AMP Tech, with a fade and a rainbow wristband caught my eye, smirking as he adjusted a pedal. "Nico, you're off-key," he teased, nodding at Silas. "He's got you tuning." I rolled my eyes, but my grin betrayed me, Silas's hand still in mine, grounding me. Silas's indie booth was a Vision amps looping live riffs, LED strips casting blue and green hues, his TikTok clips trending with garage sessions. A young musician, Lena, maybe 19, with braids and neon pins, ran up, fist-bumping Silas. "You riffing him?" she asked, pointing at me, her giggle bright. Silas laughed, nudging her shoulder. "Maybe he's tuning me," he said, his eyes flicking. To mine, soft, real. My heart skipped, Dallas's shadows fading, Austin's neon urging me to stay. I adjusted my guitar, testing a string, the crowd cheering as Silas jammed, our rhythm syncing. Back at my booth, the neon flared green strobes cutting through the blue haze, the crowd denser now, hyped over my repair. Silas stood close, flipping, his pick, his jacket catching the glow, his eyes never leaving mine. I thought of Dallas, the nights I'd tuned in silence, my ex's notes fading my strings. Silas was different, his presence steady, his laugh a spark that lifted me. "You're killing it," he whispered, leaning in, his breath warm, sparking a shiver. I grinned, my tools dancing under my hands, Austin's heat urging me to dive deeper. The festival wasn't just music hit, was stories. A luthier nearby shaped a neck, his chisel humming, blue and green lights glinting off his wood. A drag queen in a neon jacket hyped the crowd, her voice booming. "South Congress, let's strum," my cousin Kai, who'd driven from Dallas, watched from the crowd, his rainbow cap glinting, his nod a quiet cheer. He'd seen me crash after 2020, knew how hard I'd fought to find my amp in Austin. Silas caught his eye, waving, and Kai mouthed, "He's dope," making me laugh mid-tune, my heart lighter than it had been in years. Silas's past wasn't clean either. Over coffee at his booth, he shared Fragments 2020, a band that promised gigs but ghosted him, leaving him jamming in Austin's garages, his dreams on pause. "I thought I'd lost my spark," he said, voice low, his fingers tracing the rim of his cup. "Then I saw your repairs, Nicole your soul, in those strings." My chest tightened, his honesty a chord that landed, Dallas's pain fading further. I shared my own scars, my ex's ghosting, the nights I'd tuned alone, doubting I'd ever trust again. Silas listened, his eyes steady, his hand finding mine. A silent vow in the neon glow. The festival pulsed on, the crowd growing wilder. As the night deepened, neon signs brighter against the Austin skyline. A group of musicians spun lead picks, their moves syncing with the rock beat, while a stall vendor tossed strings to cheering fans. Jocks joined us, his pedal under his arm, joking, "You two are a riff, Nico." Lena, Silas's musician friend, visited, showing off a neon pick she'd designed, her pins flashing as she grinned. The street where we worked buzzed with creators. Their clips now, including Ustu figures, hands linked, neon lines glowing. South Congress wasn't just a place sit, was our AMP, our chord, our love, etched in every riff we landed. We wandered to South Congress's streets, the festivals, hum fading, the neon signs reflecting in puddles, the rivers hum a steady pulse. Silas's hand stayed in mine, his jacket brushing my arm, his eyes soft, real. "You're not just a repairman," he said, voice low, cutting through the breeze. "You're a melody, Nico. I can't stop playing." My heart surged. Dallas's scars silent, Austin's heat urging me to believe. I thought of my ex's notes, but Silas's words were different. Draw unguarded. A riff I wanted to land. "You're not bad yourself," I said, grinning cap loose. My pulse syncing with his dot. The rooftop studio above the festival glowed under Austin's skyline blue neon bars. Flashing chord, green-lit venues swaying, the Colorado River shimmering below like a liquid string. Silas and I sat close, my guitar parked, his amp tucked away, our coffees sweating on the table. His hazel eyes locked on mine, no longer flashing, just open, raw, vulnerable, my pulse racing. "You're still here," he said, voice soft, carrying hope, his hair catching neon. I nodded, Dallas's scars quiet, Austin's heat urging me to dive. Dallas had taught me to hide, to tune in dim garages alone. My ex's notes, in 2020, a scar I carried to Austin. Silas's hand found mine, his fingers tracing my knuckles, his touch a spark lighting the studio, warm, electric. "I've messed up," he admitted, voice raw, cutting through the neon haze. "Chased bands, trusted the wrong guys in 2020. But with you, Nico, your repairs, your hard time real." My breath caught, his words vivid, like a perfect chord, his eyes burning hazel. Austin's skyline pulsing, his truth crashing over me. Silas stood, his silhouette framed by neon, his voice rising raw, a confession under Austin's stars. "I'm falling for you," he said, eyes locked on mine. Neon exploding blue-green, purple, the studio trembling with his truth. The festival pulsed below, oblivious, but my world froze. His words a tide washing Dallas's fear, leaving only us. I thought of my ex's cuts, but Silas was different, his gaze, his voice, his heart real, and I was falling too. "I'm scared," I whispered, cap off, voice shaky. But Silas's hands cupped my face, his thumbs brushing my cheeks, warm, steadying. I stood, my guitar forgotten, our eyes locked, tension electric, air thick with Austin's heat. "Me too," he murmured, voice soft. "But I want this, Nikoyu, me, this city, all of it." The neon sang, blue and green swirling, and we kissed deep wild, the river humming below. Skyline bursting, vivid, alive. The crowd cheered downstairs, unaware, but our kiss was ours, sealing a melody eternal in South Congress's fire. Neon wrapping us in a vow we'd fight for, Austin's pulse fueling us. The kiss broke, foreheads touching, neon softening, Austin's warmth a blanket. My guitar lay forgotten, Silas's amp glinting. His riffs of neon tunes glowing us our montage, inked in blues and greens. "We're playing this," he said, voice soft, grin bright eyes, promising more. I nodded, heart full doubt, scars fading under Austin's magic, a promise we could keep. This wasn't just a kiss, it was us, two sparks in South Congress's chaos, burning bright, ready to strum love, one neon night at a time. Now, 3 years later, in August 2025, I stand at Tune Vibe, tuning a new guitar, smiling at the memory. Silas's music lights up our shared studio, his riffs styling Austin's indie scene, our love a chord that's kept strumming. Is Nico, and this is our story of gay love sparked in Austin's neon, fighting to shine. Will we outshine South Congress's glow, or stay lost in its vibrant amp? Dawn broke over South Congress that October 2022 morning, Austin's skyline. Fading as green sunrise spilled across the river, neon signs dimming as the city stirred. Silas and I walked the streets, hands linked, my guitar slung over my shoulder, his amp tucked under his arm. South Congress had retuned my soul, its neon heart sparking a love I never thought I'd find. Silas's hazel eyes met mine, his jacket, loose, smile soft, a vow brighter than the neon that brought us together. "We're landing this," he said, voice steady, hand squeezing mine. Austin's dawn, sealing our promise, warm, real. Dallas was a shadow now. My ex's notes in 2020, a faint discord, replaced by Silas's warmth, his bold riffs, his heart, that saw my soul through the neon haze. We'd built a life here, my repairs ruling South Congress's shops, Silas's music trending online, our love a melody Austin composed. I thought of that night, the snapped chord, the saved stumble. The rooftop kiss that changed everything, neon painting us in blues and greens. "You're my perfect chord," I said, grinning, cap loose, voice steady, no longer afraid. Silas laughed, pulling me close, lips brushing my forehead, river humming a chorus of hope. Alive, endless. I pictured us, my mind tuning chords, Silas's music, Austin's skyline, a vivid montage of our love, bold and bright. Silas watched, arm around me, his touch grounding me. The streets alive with musicians, repairmen, city's rhythm syncing with ours. We'd faced challenges, Austin's grind, the world's discords, our fears, but we were enough. Our melody, stronger than any snap. "Let's make it a banger," Silas said, grin, bright eyes, promising forever, or as close as South Congress could give. Austin's pulse beat in us, a love story inked in neon and dawn, shining on. The streets weren't just a path, it was an ant. A musician strummed nearby, his guitar humming, blue and green lights flashing across his strings. A biker zipped past, his lead tires glowing, shouting, "Keep the vibe, musicians." Kai, my cousin, joined us, his camera snapping candids, his smile wide. "You're strumming, Nico," he said, his voice soft, knowing the weight of my Dallas days. Silas grinned, tossing him a pick, and Kai laughed, the moment light, real. Austin's dawn wrapping us in hope, our studio became our hub, guitars lining the walls. Silas's amps glowing with riffs, our neon sign buzzing, Tune Vibe jocks. Dropped by, his pedal tapping a beat, joking, "You two are a riff, Nico." Lena, Silas's musician friend, visited, showing off a neon string she'd designed, her pins flashing as she grinned. The street where we worked buzzed with creators, their clips now including Ustu figures, hands linked, neon lines glowing. South Congress wasn't just a place, it was our amp, our chord, our love, etched in every riff we landed. My heart glowed. Our story vivid to boys, one city of love that fought and won against the odds. But a question lingered, soft as the dawn breeze. Could any love outlast the world's echoes? Or was this melody enough? I looked at Silas, hand in mine, a rainbow wristband matching mine, glinting in the sunrise, and knew we'd try, one neon. Nights at a time, South Congress had given us a string, and we'd strummed our story bold, gay, vibrant, for Austin's skyline to compose. This wasn't just a love, this was our riff, our spark, our forever alive in Austin's neon shine. If this story set your heart strumming, smash like, drop a comment with your Austin riff vibe, and subscribe for more gay love stories. Comment, what's your neon melody? Help us hit 1,000 subscribers. Your vibe keeps these riffs alive. Chase your neon, and tell us, will Nico and Silas's love outshine South Congress's glow, or is their melody enough? My name is Nico, and this is our Storia Gay Love Born. In Austin's chaos, strumming bright, forever. Or as long as South Congress's neon glows. We walked into South Congress's crowd that morning, hand in hand, my guitar packed Austin's skyline, a promise above. The neon signs flickered back on, our amp igniting our love, a gay story, vivid tuning, forever in Austin's heat. This was our montage, a love inked in South Congress's neon heart, one sunrise at a time for the world to see.